number one, encourage their support for the stimulus package. Secondly, I asked for them to make sure that there was going to be inclusion in the stimulus package for the hiring of law enforcement officers, and there is. That was passed. Secondly, or thirdly, was that that we look at a reinvestment in community support programs, whether they be crime prevention programs or youth programs or educational programs, because everything that you mentioned is something that we'll be dealing with. There are a lot of people that will be getting laid off. It's going to be some of the toughest economic times that we will have ever seen in our history. Some of you that may remember the long gasoline lines in the 70s, this will be worse, because back then there was jobs, there was just gas prices were going through the roof. This time there'll be less money, and gas prices may still go through the roof. So it'll be difficult. And this is where an opportunity for the community is to not to allow ourselves to wallow in our individual despair, but to seek opportunity to be a good neighbor, to be a participant in prevention. And so I would encourage you that as you deal with your own respective challenges, and we're all going to have them. I refuse to return the calls of my financial advisor who's got my retirement, because I don't want to know what the numbers look like. So we all have our concerns. I think we need to be frank about that. But we need to put that aside, because the economy will correct itself eventually. It will be a couple of years, a few years maybe, before it does. But in the meantime, what do? Do we sit there and cry and complain about how bad we have it because we can't travel first class anymore, because we can't go to the spa as often as we want to, because we can't get our nails done, our hair done like we used to? I mean, think about it. We have to think about those things. Yeah. So in that regard, this will be a good test of humanity, if you will, for us to volunteer more. It sounds like almost a contradiction in terms, but it will be a challenge for us to volunteer more. It will be a challenge for us to find out what we can do at our area schools to be classroom tutors and mentors, what we can do in our respective churches. It will be how we deal with ourselves as an economy. Do we still do business with people outside of Houston, outside of Texas, or do we network amongst ourselves here and internalize our economy here? And so this is going to be a good test of humanity for ourselves. And I think we're smart people. I think we're caring people. I think we'll figure it out. But I would tell you that this will be a good opportunity for us to revisit the basics of what is community. And the basics is that you support one another, even when you have your own problems.
Can we just have one more question?
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to kind of ask a little bit about the, city council, the representation. We know we have James Rodriguez there. You read the paper and you always hear the city of Houston, the city of Houston. Well, how much representation is there in the Harris County besides Adrian Garcia?
In Harris County, you have, let me think here, you have that are elected officials, and that you have appointed officials. I think those are two important categories to figure. In Harris County, I am the sheriff. I am what you call a elected official to an executive office. You have Commissioner Sylvia Garcia, first Hispanic for as a commissioner, first woman for a commissioner. She represents Precinct 2. You have Orlando Sanchez, that is the county treasurer. He holds an administrative office. You have David Lopez, who is appointed to the hospital school district. I mean, the county, Harris County Hospital District. He's the CEO of that. You have, I just met today with Dr. Sanchez, who is our medical examiner. You have Dr. Saavedra, superintendent of the largest school district in our area. And I'm sure I'm missing someone else, but you know, representation comes in many forms. Elected officials is one, and obviously we need to, you know, elect more people, but we also need to have more people run.
Do you all meet once a month, or?
Yes, well, not
Council's once a week.
well. My operation now runs a little differently. Commissioners Court meets every 2 weeks. City Council meets every week. But me as a sovereign office, you know, I don't have a constituent, a meeting process to meet with my constituents. This is sort of my meeting process. You know, I have to kind of go out and create my own venues versus having a venue for people to come to. So my process has now changed a little bit. It's really a little depressing because, you know, if I don't get out of my office, I won't interact with anybody except prisoners and deputies, you know. So I need to, you know, interact with, you know, seek opportunity to get out in the community. So I think in many ways, and look, I'm not trying to, this is not Adrian Garcia, but it's important to recognize what happened in the election of the sheriff. First Latino to ever be elected. First Latino to ever be elected by the largest margin. In my election, I even outpaced the president. So that tells me a couple of things that one, we need to, as a Hispanic candidate, we need to make sure we do not lose sight of the value of all other communities in our area. We should not have a tunnel vision and say we only represent Latinos. We got to be able to represent a lot of people. And I am just fortunate that many people beyond the Latinos community recognized some value in the representation I've offered during City Council. So I think that's something else to keep in mind as well.